Dave, Carolina, a startling trend has some local researchers looking for answers because it impacts the body of water that surrounds so much of this community. 10 Investigates Jennifer Titus joining us live now at the pier here at R.E. Olds Park, where many people enjoy this year-round, Jen.
Yeah, Josh, how can you not love Tampa Bay, right? People boat the bay, they fish the bay, they canoe the bay. But what we're about to show you, a seagrass die-off in this particular part of the bay, could stop that. Take a look at this chart here. This is a chart that we were given by the Southwest Florida Water Management District. Last year alone, there was less than half the amount of seagrass that was mapped in Old Tampa Bay in 2018. It's why organizations are working to figure out why it's happening. It's serenity for many, recreational for some. Those who visit Upper Tampa Bay Park have their eyes focused on the beauty that bears its name. It's why we've taken a boat ride with Sheila Scalero, Maya Burke,
the Assistant Director of the Tampa Bay Estuary Program,
and Captain Justin Tramble,
Executive Director of Tampa Bay Waterkeeper.
The Tampa Bay Estuary Program is 2 years in on a 5-year study of Old Tampa Bay and hopes to find answers to a startling trend.
We're concerned about this bay segment because it sees a lot of algae blooms, and we've lost a lot of seagrasses in this bay segment. So that's why we're doing some extra studies to try and better understand what's going on, what's driving some of those losses.
Captain Tramble says this is a perfect example as to why his organization has partnered up with this team.
Well, it's absolutely important that we protect our water quality here in Tampa Bay and protect Tampa Bay in general. Our economy depends on a healthy Tampa Bay.
The site's pretty much like dead ahead.
Burke says the bay has seen losses of seagrass before, but this time it could be different.
We might not see the same kind of recovery if we've got these additional stressors like temperature. So that's why we're doing this study, to see how temperature might be different in this bay segment and how that might be affecting seagrass recovery.
Right now we are heading to a location in Old Tampa Bay.
We've done 5 deployments so far this summer,
where seagrass had recently been located.
This is a site with seagrass, so Sheila's snorkeling to see where she can find seagrass.
But today at this spot, there's no seagrass to be found.
If you're seeing macroalgae, too much macroalgae can sometimes smother seagrasses. This just was generated as a seagrass site, so we won't deploy here even though it's bare.
A disappointing reality for this part of the bay.
It is a trend that's bigger than just Tampa Bay, but at the same time, what we've seen in Tampa Bay, particularly in this Old Tampa Bay segment, is unique. We've seen losses at a greater rate than some of these other estuaries.
So we're leaving the first site now, heading to another site that's already bare, but that wasn't the case just 5 years ago.
We could do that one.
Once we've arrived at the next location.
Right now she's drilling the anchor into the sediment.
No seagrass.
Data is collected and the logger will keep temperature readings every 10 minutes for the next 5 days.
Now she's marking the exact spot where we have deployed the loggers so that when we come back in 5 days, we're able to retrieve it and find it.
A logger that will hold possible answers for what's going on under the water in this part of the bay.
It's important that we continue to get the word out about the state of the bay and really support some of the research that's being done to gain a better understanding, and with that understanding we'll be able to protect our watershed here.
And back out here live, we got the results from those readings back, and I can tell you guys that from last year to this year there's about a 6 to 8 temperature degree increase on the high end. That's how it shows you just what they're seeing with this study. Again, this is a part of a 5-year study. We're only in year 2, so it is something that we will be paying attention to see if temperature is, of course, a factor. Now take a look at this, guys, because here are 2 other things to remember that attribute to seagrass die-off. The first is nitrogen pollution, and you can come back your footprint by not fertilizing your grass in summer months. That will reduce runoff into our waterways. You should also reduce your car emissions because air pollutants have a big impact as well. Guys, it's just the little things that we can all do as a part of this community to make sure that we keep this Tampa Bay beautiful, Josh, because there's just so much things we do here and everybody just enjoys it. Look, it literally surrounds the entire Oldsmar community.
And there are so many people even out here tonight enjoying it. Jen, thank you for that. Be fascinated to see what that study ultimately finds. 10 Investigates Jennifer Titus. She's also been uncovering potentially problematic guardrails that are lining our roads here in Florida. One of them discovered about 13 miles from where we're at right here at the Pinellas Hillsborough County line. Now, 10 Investigates showed you how college student Ryan Wentz uncovered this Frankenstein guardrail near Brooker Creek Preserve. It had a mishmash of parts, which means it likely wouldn't perform properly in a crash. This guardrail has since been fixed, and because of Jen's reporting, FDOT is now taking action to make necessary repairs along all of its roads. You can watch a 30-minute special, Unguarded, airing tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock right here on 10 Tampa Bay. Right now, you can scan this QR code on your screen, which will take you to our new Unguarded page on 10tampabay.com. That's where you can hear from families whose lives have been forever impacted by guardrail crashes. That's 10tampabay.com/unguarded.